What's going on? Quick video. I I don't like really to jump on trends. But I just want to talk about it because I know it's got a lot of people in uproar. But it's about the Druski skit. You see the thumbnail. Um, it's not offensive. It's not offensive. Like the true church, she doing her thing. Does she have problems and stuff like that? Yeah, because she being sanctified. you know, the Lord is going to finish what He started in her. The true church is being sanctified. She's already sanctified, all right, but she's going through a process. A lot of stuff from her past, is getting purged out. So, she got her issues, but she's okay. She's in good hands. Does she need correction at times? Of course. But the churches that Druski was mocking and the pastors he was mocking, that's to the church that they're like twins, right? They have this thing where it's like, okay, the bride of Christ, that's the true church. And then you have the harlot. You have the whore. And that's the church he's mocking. He's mocking the whore. She's in bad shape. She's the one that, in Revelation, paraphrasing, but I'll just explain it. Where Satan, these people that follow Satan, and then at the end, Satan abandons them, and then Satan abandons them, and now they're suffering for eternity. Satan brings them this way and then leaves them hanging. So that's the church that Druski is mocking. He's not mocking the true church. Because the thing is, the true church, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Like I said, she got issues, but they're doing what they're supposed to do. So it shouldn't be offensive unless you follow people that teach and act that way. But I just want to, just a few scriptures. Matthew 7, starting at verse 13. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and spacious and broad is the way that leads to destruction. Leads away to destruction. And many are those who are entering through it. So many are following those false pastors that Druski is mocking. Many are following that because they're offering what? Money, prosperity. You know what I'm saying? Things of the flesh. That Jesus and his apostles encouraged us to not love. Not to love the things of the world in the flesh. But the gate is narrow. This is verse 14. The gate is narrow, and the way is straightened and compressed that leads away to life, and few are those who find it. That way is Jesus. That way is His grace. That way is His mercy. That way is His love. That's the way we are to follow, the straight and narrow way. You know what I'm saying? Beware of false prophets. These are the false teachers who come to you dressed as sheep. They look like the church. They look like people of God. But inside, they are devouring wolves. And you can see them by their fruit. This is what the next verse says. You will fully recognize them by their fruits. Then it says, do people pick grapes from thorns or figs from thistles? Even so, every healthy sound, this is the Amplified version, so sound is in parentheses. Every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the sickly tree bears bad, worthless fruit. And then, in the context of all this, that's when it goes into these people will say, Lord, Lord, didn't I do this and didn't I do that? And He's going to be like, depart from me. I never knew you. You misled the flock. Be gone. Those are the people that Druski is mocking. Those are the churches, those are the pastors that Druski is mocking. Now, you want salvation for all of them, for sure. You know, they still souls at the end of the day. But I just want to, break that down. He ain't mocking the true church. He's mocking the whore. Peace.